Can I tell you that some of you guys' kids' handwriting look like spaghetti? But don't worry, we're gonna fix it. And most of you would think, oh, I have a composition book. This should be great. Not for kindergarten. No, no. You need one of these, a primary ruled composition book. It has all the lines that you need so you can actually show them where to place it on the line. Use this as your guide. And for kids that are struggling when it comes to letter formation, there's always worksheets where you could help them with tracing. And repetition is always your best friend. You're not always going to get it right the first time. That's why you have 1, 2, 3 times to get it right. And please don't overwhelm your kids to be like, you're doing all of this in one day. Actually, you could do just one row each day and actually put the date up there. You could see progress one day at a time. Actually, sometimes all of this could be a little overwhelming and they're like, all of that? I gotta do all of this? Sometimes what I like to do is just break it in half. Don't even worry about the other page. Or if that's a little bit too overstimulating, I like to break it down to maybe one letter a day. So this one you trace, and then under here you get to practice tracing uppercase and lowercase letters, and then putting them together to know this is a tall letter, this is a short letter. And for those kids that start here in the middle, I sometimes like to put a dot at the top so they know where to start. Start at the top, go all the way down. And sometimes I might put like 4 dots so they don't have to be like, do I have to do 12 A's going across? No, do 5 and just put the dot. And then when you go to the short lowercase letter, I put the dot here so they know where to start so they don't go all the way up to the top. And for those parents that are like, I just bought this composition notebook, that's fine. We'll just improvise if you still have it. I like to highlight the second line. Well, of course, I'm not doing it in a straight line. So then they know this is the top. We start at the top. A, this is short. B is tall. Same thing, just. And this is how it would look. And then please don't put it right underneath. Give it some space. Pull down another part. Start with C. And I'm not even on the thing. D. D is tall. We're going to get into short and tall letters because once they figure out what's short, what's tall, what's fall letters, writing legibly becomes so much easier. For instance, the letter A would be considered tall because it touches the top. A is short because it's shorter than the tall and it's in the middle where these little dotted lines are. And fall letters are like G, Y because it falls below the line. Also, if you ever get overwhelmed, I don't know where to start. I like to always Google free worksheets. This is pretty much a good website when it comes to worksheets, tracing worksheets, upper and lower case. There's so many different free worksheets out there. Also, there's this paper that pretty much did the same thing I did when it comes to showing where the short letters go and starting at the top. Make sure your kids always start at the top and not from the bottom. And also you could add things to this paper. This wasn't here. I found this from a different worksheet and I just glued it on here. Sometimes kids like to write and draw and be creative. So even if they had like a magazine, they could kind of cut and paste all the things that they would find in a treasure box, in their particular treasure box, and then still write about it. I like to have them write first and then do the crafty, fun activity at the end because you could be here all day. If you're a person that wants to work on tracing, sounding out the letters, and also matching it with what starts with the letter A, and of course it gives them the visual prompts. But this is a 2 for 1. I like this paper as well because it's not too overwhelming. It's still using the 3-lined paper, Starting at the top is tall. Starting at the bottom, that's your baseline. And for kids that float all the way up here or all the way down here, sometimes I like to just highlight the bottom and be like, I need you to stay on this line. And sometimes I'll have an example, like if I write the word cat, see how cats is on that bottom line. I'll do stuff like that so they know it, maintaining the words on the baseline, and eventually they'll get it. Sometimes you just need a little help with handwriting. Don't worry, follow me with OT Fingers.